Hello, me again. Some meanderings on the bullshit rule that your audience has to believe you. So what's behind that is, if I insist that you have to believe me, can you see the whole energy of the conversation changes? So I'm here to convince you that you have to think the way I think. I mean, that's ultimately what a belief is a thought. And if you don't, then what happens? So I'm having a conversation and you're saying you don't believe me. Now I have to up the ante to try and get you to believe what I have to say. If you don't, or you start becoming defensive when I attack you, or vice versa, or when you don't agree with me or believe me, I think you're actually attacking me and I become defensive. Either way, the ante gets upped and it's losing the whole plot of a presentation. When we start making a presentation, when we approach it as a conversation, which you've been doing since day one, and me as the presenter sharing my experience and telling you what I have experienced, what I have found, and in the case of something like tapping, Barb, when instead of trying to convince people about the science of it or the proof you have, or no, you have to believe me, getting them to experience it for themselves, now we can have a respectful conversation. In other words, can you see that unintentionally perhaps, that when you want people to believe you, in other words, you want them to think the way you do, it's actually disrespectful because you want them to be different than the way they are. Now, of course, it's great and sweet and amazing if they do believe you, and let us as presenters let go of our attachment for the audience to have to believe us. If we can simply share what we think, what we know, and not state it as the gospel truth, I mean, what does that even mean? Then I think we have a much better opportunity to truly connect with the audience and still have a connection even if we have a different point of view. Perhaps this is something that would be useful in other of our relationships too, not just our relationship with our audience. Of course, that's just a thought.